We continue to follow that breaking news that we've been telling you about since the top of the hour. Police are on the scene of an armed robbery at a jewelry store on East Paris in Grand Rapids Township. And 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgie is at the scene right now. Joe, what are you finding out?
Sue, first of all, I want to show you the scene, kind of set the scene for you here on East Paris, Sullivan Jewelry Store here. And as you can see, a large contingent of police agencies here, East Grand Rapids and Kent County Sheriffs, quite a few detectives and as well as uniform officers here on the scene. This all happened about 11:17 this morning. Three black males walked into the jewelry store. Police say they did have a weapon. They're not saying exactly what weapon, but so did an employee inside that store. One shot was fired by that employee. There are no indication that anyone was hit. Obviously, no one here was hit that they've talked to. There's no indication that any of the suspects were hit. The three then left the store, got into a bluish gray Dodge Intrepid, and headed out onto East Paris and headed southbound. That is the last known area that this car was seen. Again, three men in that car heading southbound on East Paris. Obviously, if you know the lay of the land out here, you head down East Paris, hit Cascade Road, you hit 96 at that point. I'm sorry, 28th Street. You can hit 96 at that point. So where they went after that, whether they went east or west, the police would love to know. That's why they're putting out a description of this car. Again, a bluish gray Dodge Intrepid carrying three men who appear to be responsible for the robbery here. No better description on the suspects. They are going over surveillance video, obviously, right now to try to get a better description out, and they promise to have that out as soon as they can kind of come up with something that would be helpful to get out in the public. So we're going to sit here and wait for that to come out. Again, they're also telling us here that there was some suspicious activity in this area. And to just give you an idea, this kind of sits back from East Paris between 28th and Cascade, kind of the landmark here. There's a Talisman furniture store. Bonefish Grill is right next door. So that gives you kind of an indication of where this is in the area out here. That's the location we're talking about. Some talks of some suspicious activity out here earlier in the week, and the Sheriff's Department investigating that to see if that ties in with this attempted robbery at this point. Of course, we talked to the Sheriff's Department too. This has become a common theme, not only here in West Michigan, but throughout the country, these kind of smash and grab incidents where you get a group of people, they come in from who knows where, they come in and they go after the expensive stuff. They do have Rolex watches in here. No indication that is what specifically they were looking for. But again, the Sheriff's Department telling us there's a lot of high-end jewelry in there, obviously, including those Rolex, but the kind of smash and grab thing where they bring a team in, rob the place, and as we've seen a couple of times up on the north side of town, the suspects come in, try to make a quick work of it and get away. And again, the employee, though, confronting these suspects with that gun, the one shot fired, that seemed to scare them off. They took off. Again, no evidence here, and they look for traces of blood, obviously, getting to wherever that getaway car might have been. They have ways of indicating whether one of those suspects were hit, and it doesn't appear there were any injuries right now. So we are going to continue to stay on the scene here. We're going to try to bring you more information on that suspect vehicle and a better description of those suspects. So if you're out there, you can keep an eye out for them. But again, they don't know. They just fled south on East Paris, and again, once you hit 28th Street, even Burton Street in that area, there's any number of ways you can get to the highway and get out of here. So whether they're still in the area, that remains to be seen. But police would like to get the description of that bluish gray Intrepid out there in case anybody sees anything suspicious. So again, we'll have more updates throughout the afternoon. Right now, reporting live from Grand Rapids Township, Joe LaFurgie, 24-hour News 8.
Okay, Joe, thanks for the latest details on that. We'll continue to track this throughout the afternoon. We'll have more on woodtv.com. The International